Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're updating on the Iron to Master series, and we are currently Silver 4, so we got out of Bronze, and we haven't lost a game yet, and basically we're going to talk about what we did in Bronze that might have been different in Iron or whatever else, and what were the most important things in Bronze compared to Iron. Or well, what were the most important things to win in Bronze? So first, if we get the elephant out of the way, right, in the elephant in the room out of the way, then the difference between Bronze and Iron was mostly the fact that Bronze players kind of had like more of an idea of what was going on, and also like more coherent mechanics, so it made like a bit more sense. Everything was really the same as before, same abusable stuff. This game is even silver. Like, I got matched into like both silver and bronze games, and slowly my MMR is overtaking my rank. But this is like the peak of what you might see in bronze, pretty much. Like, because when you're bronze, like these people are bronze, right, and they get matched into like silver lobbies as well. These people are like silver 4, so that was an interesting thing, because there aren't enough bronze players, and it should be an interesting example, I suppose, like better example maybe, because my teammates were also like underperforming this game, so pretty interesting to look at maybe. But yeah, the most important stuff in this elo was really just the same as before, to clear, right? Clear well, clear often, like make sure you keep your CS up. That makes you like automatically ahead and automatically doing pretty decent at least. And then it was mostly about knowing how to fight or whatever, and how your champion works or whatever, like some limits, where you get kills. Other than that, though, we pushed leads through invading mostly. So there was that, and there were some dives, I suppose, but the dives weren't really too important. The most important things really were like making sure you're clearing on time, then like using your ult whenever it's up, and like just ganking or invading whenever it's possible, right? These things were just like the best stuff, and that's basically what we focus on. So if we skip ahead in this a bit, because we don't really need to watch me clear, basically I'm still full clearing every game. I'm still not really doing objectives. If I really have to, I do objectives, but I avoid it if possible. Yeah, so full clear again, and as per usual, we do like either mid gank or like the gank on the side lane on to which we path, right? So this is a mid gank scenario, so that's fine. Same as before in Iron, no real difference. It's just like same old, really. We clear the scuttle still after doing it, and then we decide if we want to gank or if we want to base. Here I'm like looking at my champ, so maybe it was gankable in top. Like when I look at the minimap right now, the top lane was maybe gankable, but I chose not to, because both, like, you have to see that, and also I was looking at my recall and I didn't care. Here I was too lazy to wait for 5 gold to get my amp tome instead of a ruby, so you already know how much I cared. But honestly, that's like probably a better example for you anyway, because it's basically as if you based and you didn't even get anything, and all you have is like boots and a dark seal, which you can always get. Here also I got like very unlucky, because the Jinx decides to walk like this, so he gets me in vision. So yeah, I wasn't really willing to wait and like invest like a minute of time. You shouldn't really invest a minute into plays in like silver, bronze, whatever, because it's just not worth it, because there are so many things you can do that there's never really a reason for you to just like AFK or be like super indecisive or walk around or whatever, or like sit in a bush or something. It's just not really worth it. Unless you're like invading or something, sure, you can like sit in a bush for like a little bit just until they come. But yeah, we see Yi. So because we see him and we see like this fight, I try to like counter it, but nothing happens again. So you can see this game is like pretty meh for me, right? Because like it's 5 minutes 30 in already, and I don't have amazing CS like I usually would, and I don't have any kills, so okay. Pretty interesting, right? I saw like this dive, like that's just me looking at the minimap, but even this, I don't get the kill, really. But then I do end up getting it, mostly because this guy decides to like stop and that guy decides to like do nothing. I don't know. So I don't know. I think they could have somehow lived both, but maybe not. But then I go like ring around the rosy and we get like the other one and we're chilling. Suddenly we snowball, right? From a fight. Cool. There are like many ways you could have gotten like a kill or two this game, so not really too bad, right? Like from the stuff that we've had until now, we could have like last hit the kill in mid at the start. We could have like canceled our recall here and walked up and gotten a kill. We could have maybe gotten a kill bot lane from like when they were pushing. We could get a kill here, so there were quite a few chances. Okay. So then we get 6, right? We get 6 off our camp, and instantly we run to the enemy jungle, because if we're 6 and like if we're 6 and it's like less than like 7:30 on the clock, pretty much we're the only one 6. Like the enemy jungle is not really gonna be 6. So I come to the enemy jungle, but he actually ends up checking the bush, and I don't win this fight, so I had to go away. Katarina ends up coming as well. And the game is still not going great for me, right? I had to ult for no reason, so pretty disaster game, kinda. Not disaster, but for me, this in like bronze or silver is like disaster for me. But still, we keep our farm up, right? And we find Dio and Dragon here. Mostly because like we saw him, like I can give you context for this. So we saw him somewhere. I'm not sure where. I think like here he shows up or some shit like that. Wait, when did he show up? Because I know we saw him. Oh, I think on the ward. It's after this. I'm trying to give you context, but it's a bit difficult to find it. Maybe we didn't spot him. Yes, maybe I just knew because the dragon is up. I don't know. But I did know that he was likely on dragon. But if he wasn't on dragon, I would just go mid. So I don't know, these people are like still fighting for other reason. RMF doesn't want to come though. But yeah. I don't know, just using spells on enemy. What do I say, really? Like fights like this happen, like if you're farming and you're looking for place between farming and you're like watching people who are like better than you on Evelyn and stuff, like, and somewhat get how to fight, like, or like look, you use a spreadsheet or whatever, right? It's not gonna be that hard to get like 5 kills or something. The more difficult thing is like how to snowball the 5 kills into like a huge lead and how to end the game and stuff like that. Then like you see like this guy just free kill, I don't know. He was low, so I just take it. Very nice. And then I just hunt E. Take camps, right? We're still making sure to keep our CS up, even if we're getting a lot of kills. Right? Gank a bit, fight a bit, whatever. So this keeps happening, and not really too important what happens in the next like while. Basically, all you do at this point is just you look for fights. If you have ult ever, you just force fights. You try not to die, of course. Like dying is really bad. Like I'd rather like miss out on a play than die. Take enemy camps, whatever, and that's like the main plan at this point. But then I was like playing, and I was like fucking around a little bit. I was just like trolling a bit for fun, whatever. Didn't want to end the game. Kept like playing for KDA, whatever, right? I'm 28 kills at 22. But then if I remember right, what ended up happening in this game is that my Mundo is rate splitting, right? He just doesn't want to play. And you can see like no one in my team is really doing well, right? It's just like I'm 29 and 2, but this guy's 1 and 4, 3 and 4, 1 and 7, 5 and 7, right? Like no one's doing amazing. Magic damage, magic damage, magic damage. So you end up like looking at enemy items and shit, and it's like MR, 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 gonna be MR. Like, okay. Right. So then, I don't know, I get like CC'd here as well. You can say it's unlucky, you can say it's bad, whatever. I was still playing for KDA at this point. And I'm like, ah, shit, I didn't get the charm, and they got me. Sucks, man. Here I was like making fun of the Jinx because the Jinx was like saying that like, ah, you're like smurfing piece of shit, but then she's like 75 win rate herself. Like her account is like 50 games and like 75 win rate now. It's like, what the fuck? Bro, chill. Chill, man. Chill, man. Well, not making fun. It was just like, oh, why are you saying that? Like, why is this always the one guy that has like a pretty high win rate himself say like, ah, smurfing piece of shit when he wins like almost every game as well? It's weird. So this guy just flashes away, and I'm like, okay, well, okay. At this point, I'm still like, it's okay. I'll do like Baron and whatever. But then here I like die, like, because Cho'Gath is just a funny champ. I don't know. He just does way too much damage for no reason while building full tank, full MR. Then I'm like, okay, well, I died 4 times now, and the enemy is kind of getting to full build, right? And they keep stacking MR. So this could become an issue eventually. So I kind of need to like try to win, you know? That's why I took Baron as well, and that's why I'm like typing to my teammates to like group up and do stuff. But we're not really making it work, right? So kind of struggling. And this is like, sadly, despite being more than 1 kill per minute, this is probably like the closest game to losing that I had on this account. Mostly because I trolled though, because I didn't really want to end for a while. And you can see how trolling for a while can end up in like a pretty bad situation. You have like this on your screen then, right? Because I let them take most of the dragons because I don't take dragons. I don't think you need to take dragons either, but you need to like not troll and actually try to end the game if you don't take dragons, right? Like that's the thing. Because if you are trolling a bit, then you should probably take like 3rd dragon at least, right? You shouldn't give them like 3. You can give them 2. Like this, the first one you should just give. Like the second one you can give. And the third one, you probably want to contest. So yeah, we had like an interesting situation where I can't really one-shot the enemy because they have too much MR and my team is not really useful. So that's like a bit of an issue, right? So then now it's like, okay, I died 5 times and this is very easily losable because I'm slowly getting outscaled by the enemy. Oh, sorry.
I just have to go like there. They miss me probably.
Bro, I gotta follow during my recording. GG. I'm not restarting it. I don't care. and then it's kind of like, okay, well, I need to do something before they end up outscaling me with stat checking and MR and stuff, right? So at this point, I'm just looking, okay, well, who's the carry, right, is what I looked at. And then I said, okay, well, Jinx and Yi, right? So if I can kill either one of those, it's pretty good. If I can kill Jinx without ulting, amazing. So I just look, you know, I just start looking for Jinx. I find Jinx, I'm like, okay, cool. I got Jinx without ulting, nice. Now I see Yi, right? And I'm like, okay, I need to like try to find Yi somehow. That would be like ideal. If I can do that, it's gonna be amazing. So then this guy like plants for vision. Okay, wait. This guy like plants for vision here, right? And we're trying to get to him, but okay. Then we try to like bait, and then he just goes in, right? He had enough. So charm, kill, cool. Okay, nice, right? Now this is good enough to get dragon or something, but it's not really good enough to end the game because my teammates are still not that useful. I don't have ult anymore. Cho'Gath is still full tank. They still have, I don't know, whatever their mid laner is. They have Morgana, so yeah, Katarina, right? So we want to not die to Cat. I missed my Q for some reason, but okay. We somehow ended up killing her. Charm removes a lot of MR as well. And our Twitch is like backdooring, whatever. Right? Like this guy TPs, and okay. Now, only goal we have right now is just to make sure Morgana dies as well. And this guy cannot solo defend. And we end, right? But basically, because there are no objectives, you just play for the carries. Like killing the carry is like an objective at this point, right? And if there are objectives, then you play for objectives, right? If something was spawning soon or whatever, like that's why we also played on this side of the map, because dragon is spawning soon, right? So while we did do like a bit more now in bronze than we did before in iron, it's not really that much of a difference. The main difference really is that now when we actually look for the enemies, right, they are actually on the camp that kind of makes sense, you know? Like tracking is a lot easier now, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. Like people play a bit better mechanically, and that's it really. In bronze, and yeah, that's the TLDR for bronze. Obviously, as before, all the games that are played for this. Where the fuck is it? I don't know where my Patreon is. All the games are still going to Patreon and just upload them like this. So if you do have this, then I think, yeah, the roles, the sorting by roles is only coaching, while the rank and champ is also like this stuff. So yeah, but I'll still release some of them on YouTube. I just don't want to really spam on YouTube because it's gonna take like, I don't know, 100 games or something to really climb here, right? And I don't want to release 100 videos of, yeah, let's play Iron the Master episode 67. Like, nah, bruh. But yeah. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Also, free coaching is still available if you want it. So, good luck.